This is a La Nina year, and recent storms notwithstanding, that's usually not a good situation for New Mexico. Snowpack is likely to be down, meaning less water flowing this spring into reservoirs and fields. That's on top of an average snow season last year, when the Rio Grande dried for long stretches during the summer and even into the fall. Our Laura Paskus has been covering it, as you know, along with other journalists around the state. Already, Laura's reporting that irrigators below Elephant Butte are bracing for a, quote, zero allotment year. And with that report in front of the Interstate Stream Commission, state water officials are recommending that farmers not plant crops this year unless they absolutely have to. You may think that's not possible, but yes, you heard that right. And Tom, even a couple years ago, we had a healthy snowpack. The river dried. And it seems things are changing quickly. Are we prepared?
Well, you were talking a little bit about the farmers in the southern part of the state, specifically south of Elephant Butte. And, there are those farmers who rely on, surface water, and then those who have access to well water. And so those who have access to well water obviously will fare better. But, really it's going to be coming like a tiered approach. Like, where are those priorities as far as, is it going to be agriculture? Is it going to be economic development, or somewhere in between? And I've noticed that state engineer John D'Antonio has not been very vocal lately, but it's not his style, I should say, to really kind of start, speaking on what he views as the priorities in these specific areas. And I think that there will come a time, whether it's the governor, the state engineer, or the legislature, where you're going to need to be able to start picking, or identifying anyway, winners and losers in the water battle.
Right.
And that can be done by identifying where those priorities are.
So if we pick up on that, that's a big deal. I mean, you could see it coming where folks say, look, you can plant, you can't. I'm talking about the middle Rio Grande corridor, not statewide now. We're talking right by the river.
That's right. And I just want to pick up on one thing. I think it's important to note, Gene, to your statement, and it's true. Farmers are now being told, if you can get away with not planting, don't plant. Let your fields lie fallow. And we tend to think of farms as somewhat monolithic, but there are a number of farms in New Mexico that are not sort of day in, day out. This is how the farmers and their workers support themselves. There are some farms where it's more of an option, let's say, to let the fields lie fallow. And I think that message is especially important to that group, which, to Tom's point, is probably less likely to have access to well water. But we're looking at what are our more water intensive crops? What are our less water intensive crops? We've known for a long time that alfalfa, for instance, is just so water intensive, sort of terrifying to think of giant alfalfa fields running in a year like this. The state is, water is a public resource. As much as we tend to talk about water rights in particular, the legal structure that gives particular farmers access, particular communities access, we have known for a long time that this time was coming. And I think that, unfortunately, as a community, we have not fully addressed what is necessary in order to get through this.
Ed Perea, interestingly, when I look at the activity in the Roundhouse, we got all kinds of bills on solar energy, prescribed fire, statewide greenhouse gas reductions, all kinds of bills. But during the Martinez administration, there was almost no bills dropped because they knew if it got to her desk, it was going nowhere. Have we put ourselves behind the eight ball here in a significant way because we haven't kept up with this over the past decade?
I think we have. I think there are today thinkers and there are tomorrow thinkers. And I think previous administration were today thinkers. And right now we're trying to look at tomorrow. And we've missed a few years. I think this is a crisis if you follow and you believe the science. There's some very clear empirical data that suggests that we have a problem on our hands. And it's not going to get better without some aggressive steps. And so we are a few steps behind, again, depending on where you stand on this. Some people will look at the Rio Grande with a couple of inches of water and they'll think that's fine. And but if you're a farmer, as was mentioned, we have to rethink how we're using our water. Water is a commodity, and we need to really start to treat it that way. I think maybe some have taken it for granted. You turn on the faucet, hey, it opens up, you get your glass of water. You don't think much more about it, but it's the bigger picture that we need to really think about.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, have you been down to the Farm and Ranch Museum? I think recently. Yeah.
Las Cruces.
Last time I was there, there was an interesting display about how Native Americans use tiny bits of water to, grow lots and lots and lots of crops. It was a really interesting display. And I got to wonder if we're facing a situation where this is an innovation moment, meaning we can really take a hard look about how we use water, how we irrigate, and really get it down to the gram of water, and how we're using it. Is this what we're looking at here? Is this a possibility?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I don't think that you can say that one size fits all. You have to look at all specific options when you're looking at a situation as critical as water.
Right.
It's kind of interesting picking up on what Sophie was saying about alfalfa is that, up in Santa Fe right now, one of the bills that most likely will get passed this session has to do with legalizing marijuana, cannabis.
Yep.
And cannabis and alfalfa actually have the same amount of water use. In fact, they're on that same type of crop rotation. So it should be interesting to see that if all of a sudden cannabis is legalized in Mexico, the water use, what is that going to do?
That came up during when the hemp was rising. That came up. Everybody said, well, what about the water? And everybody kind of turned their heads. We're out of time this week. Thanks always to our panelists. I'm back in a moment with a few final thoughts.